Welcome to Kiss the Reviews. I'm Armando. That's Corey. And today we're doing 1992's Ladybugs. Before we get into it, if you want to follow me or Corey on Twitter, you can follow me at Junior D's. You can follow Corey at Idle Poncho. And let's get into the cast of Ladybugs, 1992.
I don't like the way you rephrased. I want you to rephrase that because there was a lot of sexual innuendo-based jokes around 13-year-old girls. So I don't feel like getting into the cast of Ladybugs. Find another way to say that at fucking shit.
Fair enough. So let me run down the cast of Ladybugs, 1992. This film stars Rodney Dangerfield as Chester Lee, Jonathan Brandis as Matthew, Jackee Harry as Julie Benson, Ilene Graff as Bess, Vinessa Shaw as Kimberly Mullen, Tom Parks as Dave Mullen, and Jeannetta Arnette as Glynnis Mylluen.
Let's see if white people give a shit about mispronouncing her name.
Yeah, I'm going to say nope.
No. No.
Well, this movie is another PayPal request, so thank you. And we're finally getting it out. I know the line has been backed up a little bit as far as the PayPal requests go. So we're knocking them out each week, and we will get to all of your requests. And with that said, let's discuss Ladybugs. So,
let's do it. This is a deep philosophical movie.
Yes.
It gets really down into the depths of women's struggles.
And I will say this, as far as a sports movie goes, I don't like kids' sports movies, comedy or not.
I think sports movies is more of like a semantic right there. You know what I mean? You could just say movies that involve children. We don't like horror movies when children pop up. They're like, we're like, no, this movie sucks.
I'd pass. But yeah, this movie opens up with Chester at some sort of like self-help convention led by a Nazi version of Tony Robbins.
That was weird and never came up again.
No, that was a weird opening to the movie.
No, and it's not like he suffers from like doubting himself, because it's not like his fiance or anybody throughout the rest of this movie is like, you just need to believe in yourself, Chester. Yeah. He's only nervous around his boss.
Yes.
And I don't know very many people, especially when they're asking for a promotion, that aren't nervous around their boss.
Exactly.
So I didn't get the self-help thing, let alone having fucking the leader of the Hitler Youth Camp lead the charge here.
So afterwards, Chester gets home to his girlfriend, Bess, and they're planning on getting married if he can get a promotion at work so he can make more money. And we also briefly meet Matthew here, who is Bess's son. He and Chester have the stereotypical like stepdad, stepson relationship. They don't really get along too well. And, you know, we get this is basically just an excuse. Like, each of these scenes is just an excuse for a Rodney Dangerfield one-liner. And it's just like, hey, at least we get along better now. He threw a rock at me at Christmas. Hey.
I mean, Easter, he gave me chocolate buddies made of X-Lax. But we'll work it out.
This was scraping the bottom of the barrel of the one-liners, too. This was not like easy money Rodney Dangerfield.
No, this was Rodney Dangerfield at like towards the end of his career when he used to go on stage at his club and he would just show up with his dick out and just a robe on. Like, This was that Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah. There were approximately 0 fucks given.
He then gets to work the next day to meet with the big boss man, Mr. Mullen. And Mullen is speaking to his wife here, who is hell-bent on finding a new head coach for the Ladybugs championship soccer team that their daughter plays on. Chester then meets with Mullen and kind of sorta asks for a promotion, But after lying about playing soccer and almost going pro as a tight end or a kicker or something, Mr. and Mrs. Mullen make him the head coach of the Ladybugs and his secretary, Julie, the assistant coach.
Makes perfect sense to me.
This whole scene is fucking ridiculous. But
yeah,
well, we're going to have to move on and get through this because like it quickly goes from the self-help. Here's it, like it's just like exposition. Okay, now movie go. It's like scene to scene to scene. So. Okay, he's the head coach now. Cut to practice, and he gets to practice, and he finds out that this quote unquote championship girls soccer team only has 2 players from their past winning seasons. The Mullen's daughter, who apparently they didn't know she was terrible until this season, and some other girl on the team. And like, that's it. And everybody else, they just picked up from the park. Like, they don't know how to play soccer. Coming from a former soccer player. Okay.
Football.
Yes, football. I play the football in my youth. This was so infuriating to me. Like, I know it's a comedy. I was angry the whole movie. Just during these scenes. You got kids kicking the ball into a field and just continuing to kick the ball into the field. You get just people randomly falling down.
That little chick was just running with the ball and through the field. Like, she was downhill and just momentum was not going to allow her to stop until she reached like I-95.
Exactly.
What got me, like, I've never played soccer because I'm a fucking American. Thank you. So I didn't really, I was like, yeah, I don't get soccer either. It's a rebuilding year. Cool. My beef was with the preteen females and some of their names. Mainly the first girl who introduces herself, who's the little flirty girl, and she's, taking her pose. Her fucking name is Sally Ann Wellfelt. Are you shitting me? Why don't you just call her Susie Slutpants? What the fuck?
That was that. That was taken. It was in another Rodney Dangerfield movie. I think it was Back to School.
That's what Amy Brenneman wanted to rename Reese Witherspoon's character in Fear.
Exactly.
I'm just sitting there like, Susie fucking Wellfelt? Who wrote this movie? Harvey Weinstein? What the fuck is going on here?
I think he did. I really think he did.
Jesus Christ. Like, I expected the producer, the studio head from The Godfather to show up and be like, I had Sally Ann Wellfelt and I've had them all. Like, Jesus Christ, dude.
They finally get to their first game and they get their asses kicked. Nobody knows what they're doing. Chicks are looking at butterflies and stuff because girls in sports don't mix. And Mr. Mullen comes down and tells Chester that if he can make this team a winner, then he'll make Chester the head of the sales department. Can I start with a don't do that? And, hi, sports parents. I've been through years and years of an athlete as I was younger, and now the parent of an athlete. And don't do this. Don't ever show up. And when your kid is of the age, because these girls are 13-ish?
Somewhere in there.
When they're of that age is when I started to pull back. I don't talk to the coach. I don't tell the coach, hey, you need to do X, Y, and Z, even if it is the company's team. As a parent, sit in a stand, shut your fucking mouth, and let the shit play out. And that's it. There's no reason to talk to the coach. There's no reason to yell at the coach or to yell anything for that matter. I know you get caught up in the emotion of it, but don't do any of this. This guy is the biggest douchebag, and I get it. corporate CEO douchebag. I get the character, but still, don't do any of that.
Yeah, he's just. We've all seen movies where people are consumed by winning, right? Like, if you win, I'll give you the thing of your dreams. Even though when you came into my office yesterday, you were nowhere near qualified, in my opinion. But win my child's soccer season and it's yours because it's just my company. What do I fucking care? Like these characters that are driven like this, and again, I get it. It's a comedy, so everybody is hyperbolic.
Yeah.
But this dude is so overinflated with his douchebagginess. It's so over the top.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like Mrs. Mullen is pegging him for future romantic evenings.
Well, and they show up and they're drinking champagne in like the tall champagne glasses. And first of all, yes, FYI to people who don't have kids, parents drink at these games because that's the fun. What they don't do is just open carry random glasses of liquor or champagne or whatever. No, dude, you hide it in a Yeti mug. And you're like, yes, I know it's 9 a.m. This is coffee. Glug, glug, glug. Enjoy the game.
Yeah, they set up a whole fucking picnic.
Yes.
They brought like patio furniture out. And what I want to know is they keep driving this white Porsche. You see the Porsche 911 behind them that they keep driving. Where the fuck are you fitting all that furniture, bro? You got shit tied down like you're the Beverly Hillbillies, dick.
The next scene, he's talking to his girlfriend about her son, Matthew.
Mm-hmm.
And his wheels start to turn since Matthew got kicked off of his soccer team because of grades and school things and whatever. So Chester then talks to Matthew about helping him with the Ladybugs and getting his thoughts about the team, like his input. I'm not a coach. Take a look at these girls. Tell me what I need to do.
And this is where we get another classic, like Jonathan Brandis, like the thing that got him into Juilliard. I don't know if he ever went to Juilliard. I'm just saying that to be an asshole. But the one like trick that got him into Juilliard was acting like you're going to cry when nothing's happened. He's like, all right, like this is what you got to do. You got to start acting right. You're pissing your mom off. It's breaking her heart, blah, blah, blah. With something here. I need your help. So this is what this has all been about? All you want to do is ask for help from me. Whatever. And then he gets out of the car and instead of fucking running down the fucking street with his arms fucking flailing like he should be, he just stands there by the side of the fucking car. There are so many scenes where they're like, we're going to shoot for drama in the comedy. And it's just like, no.
Yeah.
No, you failed epically.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a hot tip, I don't feel like I need to use this as a PSA, but hot tip out there to all you would-be step-parents. Don't use your stepkid like this. This is not bonding. This is fucking, I don't even know what the name of this is. This is insane.
Yeah, this is pretty bad.
And Rodney Dangerfield keeps saying here, because like I get it, he's driven by like, I can't do this like by myself. I have to get this promotion or I can't get married. If it goes through your mind that your woman or your man or whomever you're with only is going to be with you if you continue to have some sort of financial gain tagged along with, whatever else you're allegedly bringing, that's not a good relationship.
Nope.
That's bad. That's what the kids called gold diggers back in the early 2000s.
Matthew then decides to just show up and watch practice, and he sees how terrible everybody is. But then he sees Kimberly, the girl from his school that he likes, which is, the Mullen's daughter. So he agrees to help Chester, and then Chester has the idea to dress Matthew up as a girl and have him just play on the team as the new girl, Martha.
I have to drop in one of these. Hi, studio executives. Uncle Corey here. Stop putting preteen girls into these fucking flash-like forward love scenes where they're in bikinis
Oh, the dream sequence that he has? Yeah.
What in the fuck are you doing? That's supposed to be I don't care if she's 21.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be a 13-year-old girl I'm watching running at this dude with a fucking bikini that's making it very clear she doesn't have a bush. And her fucking titties are about to fall out of that motherfucker in slow-mo.
Yeah.
Let's not go there.
Yeah.
We don't need that at all.
This is one of many problems that are in this movie.
Dude, the over-sexualization of preteen girls in this movie.
Oh yeah.
Is revolting.
We cut to the first game as Matthew dressing as Martha, and he plays and he's like the shit, but he acts like a complete freaking psycho on the field and quits after Chester decides to talk to him about it and like, hey, you're being a psycho. Why don't you just calm down a little bit? Little girls don't act like this. And
full disclosure, two things. One, if Armando at any age were put into this situation where he's on the soccer field dressed as a woman playing with other girls, that's literally how I would expect you to be acting the entire time.
I am hyper competitive about anything and everything. So yeah, this would probably be me.
You'd be out there like, hey ref, stick it up your ass.
And that's exactly how I sounded too.
Hey, Copernicus, why don't you navigate yourself to the back of the line with your feet and stand there with your shirt?
Yeah, I'm fucking Martha.
You're making my titties itch so bad.
Matthew then feels bad about quitting on Chester because he decides that he's a good guy because he overhears him talking to his mother. So now he wants to play on the team because I want to give Chester a shot.
Hi, kids. Uncle Corey here. If you have a potential step-parent coming into the mix, don't make a decision on whether or not they're a good guy when the manipulative fuck is just having one conversation with your mom.
Yes.
Couple hot tips for you kids. One, dad's trying to get in there. He's going to say pretty much anything, especially this dad because he's a fucking salesman. He's the top salesman at Mullen Industries for like a long time running now.
Yes.
Right? This guy knows exactly what he's doing. And by the way, he also manipulated you into putting on a fucking wig and playing soccer with your girl competitors.
Yes.
And now all of a sudden you're going to walk in and be like, yeah, join a new soccer team. Be surprised what happens when you meet the right kind of guy. It's like, what the fuck happened? Where am I? You hated this fucking dude 5 minutes ago. Who made you dress in drag and go play soccer?
And if you didn't hate him 5 minutes ago, you should hate him now. Because now he takes you into public and he decides that he's going to take you to try on girls' clothes in a public mall area. And this whole series of scenes is the worst pedophile comedy scene of all time. Like, you have when they're actually in the dressing room. That's bad enough. Hey, shut up, put it in, don't tell your mother. Hey, and you get all of that shit. And then when they come out and the mother's in shock, and then he goes up to the little girl, like, Jonathan Brandis knows what happened. Like, when he walks out, you see his face. Like,
yeah.
Oh shit. So I don't think it's just embarrassment. I think he kind of puts two and two together and walks away.
He runs away.
Yeah.
He covers his face and runs away.
Rodney Dangerfield that goes up to the little girl like, hey, little girl. And then the mom just passes out. And that constitutes a comedy scene? Like a bit? Like, yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah, dude. They're it's really weird. If you go onto Rotten Tomatoes, you can see that this specific scene has like 3 really high ratings, where the rest of the movie is just dog shit.
Yeah.
And after some internet sleuthing, I found out it was Jared Fogle, Roman Polanski, and fucking Woody Allen. Because those are the only 3 people on the planet that would think that scene has any kind of fucking comedic merit whatsoever.
Take it easy, that hurts. Ow!
All right, don't worry. If it's too tight, you'll get used to it.
You're basically saying that you're ramming your dick into something tight on this little girl in the dressing room, and it's okay that it hurts because it'll form around it.
After this scene, cut to the next game against, of course, the Beavers. This whole series of scenes is nuts. You have the Beavers coach who's supposed to be like some crazy psycho head coach of a 13-year-old girls soccer team. Like, FYI, coaches, and I've run into some gems in my day, they don't act like, even the worst of the worst don't act like this. Like,
no,
and again,
who's vetting this league?
I'm trying, I know, right? I'm trying to, because listen, you have Little Giants and you have a bunch of these like kids sports movies where you have the over the top head coaches, and even like the Will Ferrell soccer movie, he gets crazy. It doesn't have to be realistic, but it has to be based in some sort of reality. Like even Will Ferrell's character is in, I forget what that movie's called, but he just takes it just a touch too far where he just becomes the psycho head coach.
Right.
Like these coaches in this movie are just fucking crazy.
Dude, the guy at the end dresses in a costume. He's wearing an army jumper or like an Air Force jumper with like his team colors on it. It's like, bro, this is 13-year-old girls club soccer.
Yes, exactly.
This isn't even like high school or, junior high shit.
Yeah.
This is club sports. I paid X amount of dollars for little Prissy Pester, whatever the fuck her name is, to play soccer with some girlfriends of hers. Not to be involved in this crazy world of coaches you've set up. Like you got one coach dressing dudes up as girls to win soccer games because they need to get a promotion. You have the one coming up who's just Coach Chesterfield. I'm the ba-ba-da-ba-da.
So far this year you've lost 2. Well, Coach Chester, make ready to make it number 3.
Old lady from Goonies, back the fuck up. Like, that's not necessary. All of this. And then to come in at the end with the fucking flat top dude who's just... That coach at the end needs to get knocked the fuck out. And if I was just a little bit worse of a person, I would advocate for knocking the shit out of this fucking female coach too, who's an asshole. Because you don't come up to people like that. The hell's the matter with you?
Matthew then gets caught at the Mullens' house because Mrs. Mullen took all the girls from the soccer team to their house to hang out. And the girls decided to go skinny dipping together. So Matthew has to call Chester to come pick him up because obviously he can't get naked and have his dingling all over the place. This is my don't do that. Hi, movie writers. When you're writing like a prepubescent, maybe an early high school, junior high kind of movie where, and there's plenty of them out there. Guy dresses as girl dresses as guy, whatever. And they're like 12 and 13 years old. There's plenty of other situations where, like, I don't know, they're trying clothes on.
No.
Don't write this in. There's a slew of other situations you could put Matthew in here. But no, 12 and 13-year-old girls are going skinny dipping when the mom's at home and she's like trying to bang the tennis coach or whatever the hell she's doing. So
no, it's a volleyball coach because that's the thing. Personal volleyball, one-on-one volleyball training.
Chester then he dresses in drag and he dresses as Martha's mother and he comes to pick her up and he's like, "Yeah, I'm Mr. Martha," whatever the fuck he says. Picks her up and they take off. And then we get a montage of the Ladybugs winning soccer and a song performed by Jackee and Rodney, Great Balls of Fire.
I like how you skipped over in the middle of the kids movie the shot of Mrs. Mullen's gooch while she's just randomly picking up shoes, because that was a scene that was necessary. Everybody that needed to see her fucking episiotomy scar. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Unbelievable.
Dude, I glossed over it because I was taken by the fact that they had to take studio time for Jackee and Rodney to go in and record Great Balls of Fire.
Out of nowhere.
You couldn't get the rights to the goddamn song. They had to sing it. Like, I don't know what that whole thing was.
There has literally not been one song in this entire movie until montage time, and out of nowhere, the two leads in this movie fucking sing Great Balls of Fire.
Goodness gracious, Great Balls of Fire!
And if I'm not mistaken, let's go down the pedophile route. Wasn't this a Jerry Lee Lewis song? You put a Jerry Lee Lewis song, a guy who married and had sex with his underage cousin, into this song. Again, you could have picked a million songs in the world of music to redo, but you chose this one.
I'm
gonna go ahead.
I feel like all the way through this movie, Keaton Ivory Wayne should have been popping up going, message! Because it's clear what they're trying to say. And they're trying to say that they really want to fuck little girls.
Dude, tell me about it. And here's another don't do that. Hi, movie people. When doing a kid's sports movie, and I know all these, you got to do the montages of them winning because, there's not enough time in the movie and nobody's going to stick around for a 2-hour Ladybugs. But when you're doing these montages, can you not include the newspaper clippings in the montage of like Ladybugs winning things? First place Ladybugs take over. You know why? Because I know this was 1992. Newspapers aren't a big thing anymore. Didn't know if anybody told you. But also, none of these stories are ever run in the newspaper. Ever. They barely run like Major League Sports stuff on a winning streak in the local newspaper. Like, just stop it with that bullshit.
Goodness gracious, Great Balls of Fire!
Look, I'm up for a good comedy next to anything, and I can get as ridiculous as you want to get. Monty Python, Mel Brooks, let's have some fucking fun with it. Sure. This shit is goddamn stupid. Just
this is beyond
stupid.
This is beyond ridiculous and into stupid.
Yeah.
Cut to game time when Kimberly flies a shot over the goal and Mr. Mullen loses his shit and goes to Chester and demands that he remove her from the game. There's like 10 seconds left in the game, by the way. He demands that he remove her from the game because she's embarrassing him. And Chester does as he's told, and the Ladybugs win. They don't win because it has anything to do with him taking Kimberly out.
Yeah.
They just win because it was the end of the fucking game. So, this is just a quick don't do that. This is a tag to the earlier don't do that to parents. Don't do whatever the fuck this guy just did and demand your kid get taken off because they're embarrassing you. You're an asshole and just stop it. Like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, you would be better off giving up your kid for adoption.
Absolutely.
Because you are going to fuck this girl up so bad.
She already is.
Dude, this girl is going to she's going to have a rough go of it. And it's all because of this fucking asshole of a father. Mom doesn't give a shit either, really.
Yeah.
Like, she pretends to care and at least has the balls not to turn around and not look at the goals when Kimberly's shooting them.
Yeah.
That just, dude, everybody in this movie's horrible.
Yeah, everybody's a horrible person.
Dude, even Bess is kind of caught up in her own shit because she has a fucking conversation with Rodney at one point where she's like, hey, are you okay? And he says, oh, I'm under a lot of pressure. And she goes, oh, me too. And then just starts talking about her own shit. Don't ask me the fucking preamble question when you just want to just come in and be like, hey, I'm under pressure today. This is what's going on with Matthew. Don't give me that fucking, hey, are you okay? Yeah? You going through some stuff? Well, so am I, motherfucker. Get in line, bitch. Here we go.
In these movies where you have girl dressed as guy, guy dressed as girl, you have to have the one scene in the movie where Kimberly visits, and she visits Martha at home by surprise, and Chester and his girlfriend, Bess, also get home soon thereafter, and we get the whole Matthew going between his mom and Kimberly as Matthew and Martha. And then it finally comes to a head after he gets rid of Kimberly, and he's caught by his mom, dressed as Martha, and Chester and Matthew try to explain the whole situation, but Bess ain't hearing any of that shit. And she sends Matthew to his room and like just kicks Chester out of the house. Like
kicks him the fuck out.
This was the final straw? You're dating Rodney Dangerfield, and this was the final straw.
Yeah, well, first off, the whole like craziness of like, Matthew and Martha and the switchback because Kimberly's here and da-da-da-da. Great, I guess. It would probably be a lot more fun to me if you, next time we watch it, mute the sound and just play Benny Hill music behind it the whole fucking time. The whole thing was stupid, and then we get to the whole Bess thing. And again, not that there is an excuse that's going to peel you out of the shit you are in now, because really, if Bess was really as pissed as she was, she'd have called the cops on you, because something dirty happened in this shit.
100%.
But Bess's main problem here is, all you can say is, I didn't mean any harm. That's not an excuse.
Yeah.
You need to give me a real what the fuck is so important here? Well, I wanted the promotion. The natural question there, because he does say that, like, I need to get why? I never asked you to be anything. This entire movie, Bess has never asked Rodney Dangerfield to get a better job, to get the promotion, to get more money. They're not struggling for food. The only time you see Bess is when she's carrying fucking groceries into the goddamn house or taking something out of the refrigerator, which is stocked full.
Yeah, the only thing that they need the money for like with his promotion is to pay for the wedding.
Right.
Like, it's, again, like you said, it's not like they're poor and they need them. Like, we just need to have this wedding and pay for it. Well, go get a fucking loan or...
Yeah, hot tip, dickhead. She's got a teenage kid. This isn't her first rodeo. We don't have to go balls deep into a fucking whole wedding thing. Let's just do a thing in the backyard. The way Rodney Dangerfield acts anyway halfway through this movie, he's maybe got 2 friends at best. One of them is Jackee.
Cut to the championship game. Chester and Julie see the competition, and apparently they're a 13-year-old ROTC program. And this is where we get your favorite character and their coach. Mr. Mullen comes down to the field and is his douchey self. He says that he told Kimberly not to play and to sit in the stands and just root for the team. She got pissed and went home. And then
he's disappointed in her because she went home.
Yes.
You motherfucker are something special. Like, I started off hating Mr. Mullins, and at the end of it, I respected him because he just pushes emotion right out the fuck. He doesn't need it, doesn't want it, no time for it.
We want to win, don't we? She'll get over it.
This is my problem with this. This comes to a culmination as this movie comes to an end. But I've been to a ton of club soccer tournaments. Again, both as a parent, a coach, and a player. Yeah. And there is no band playing the national anthem. There's no marching band at all, for that matter. Not at halftime. There's no pomp and circumstance surrounding any of these tournaments. Even though club is like serious, using heavy air quotes.
Right.
It's not like that. You literally just show up and play. And if they do play the national anthem, which has happened throughout time, it's literally like a tape recorder on a bullhorn. Like, it, you know, and it's only for like the first games of the day, like 8 a.m. You're barely awake, and they're just, you know, it's some old like mixtape. It's like, you know, it's got Barry White, and then it goes into the national anthem, and like that's it. We get Matthew here showing up. He shows up with not dressed as Martha, but with all Martha in a bag. But Rodney says no because of love and things, and they share a quick moment together, and then Matt goes to get Kim at home and tell her the truth. Yep. The championship game starts, and the Ladybugs go down 2-0 pretty quick, and we also see that there are obviously multiple dudes in wigs playing for the other girls' team. They're not pulling a Martha. The director, whoever made these decisions just decided, yeah, I know we're doing like a whole story about dudes dressed as girls because stuff and things. Let's get some dudes and dress them as girls, but like to actually be girls. Like people have to believe it. Believe what? It looks like a Halloween wig that they bought at like those pop-up Halloween store, like Spirit Halloween. Like the nylon fucking curly long wigs. I was like, what the those are obviously dudes.
But this was actually done for a very good reason, though, if you done any research on this film. The court stepped in and said, there's no fucking way we're allowing any more little girls on the set of this movie. Are you crazy?
After halftime, Kim and Martha show up. They reveal to the team that Matthew is Martha and Finkel is Einhorn. Rodney then gives the team his feminist manifesto pep talk so they can go out there and win the game because of women and stuff.
Yeah, which is kind of funny to me because it's like, you don't need anybody. You're women. You could do this. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, but you're here because of the dude that you dressed as a woman. Like, you know, it's easy for you to say that now. You're here. You got the thing you wanted pretty much. Now you can be moralistic. And the only reason you got morals is because you got caught. You weren't second guessing yourself and like, yeah, Martha, we need to stop this shit. And then Matthew's like, no, Martha's who I am. It's like, no, really, we need to stop this. And then it just becomes a whole different thing.
Yeah.
You were fine with all of it until you got caught. That's not remorse.
Yeah.
That's not real remorse. Like, you still don't understand what the fuck happened. You're just covering it up now with some fucking bullshit about the patriarchy.
Yeah, so they end up winning on the penalty kick by Kim, and everyone celebrates. And Daddy is like so proud of her now, even though he couldn't watch her take the penalty kick. Here's the most frustrating part of this movie.
We're not going to get the sequel where Matthew has knocked up Kimberly at the age of 15 because Daddy didn't love her.
Exactly. The end of this movie, the last like 4 minutes of this movie, if the first hour and 34 minutes wasn't bad enough, the movie ends as Mr. Mullen and Chester are on the baseball team's bus because they started like this new company sports program of boys dressing up as girls to play in girls' league sports. And we also get a cameo by Tommy Lasorda as the racist character Coach Cannoli.
Hey, my name's Olive Oil Cannoli. Where's your fucking team? Hey.
That's worse than us calling stereotypical Italians in movies Tony Pepperoni. And this is for laughs, folks. This is for like goofs and giggles and shit. We're not writing a movie. Even though it's a comedy, Tony Cannoli or whatever the fuck his name is, not funny. And by the way, I can't skip over. So you got Coach Cannoli at the end, which that was like the most, I was like, really? Is that a fucking thing? And Lasorda signed off on this?
Right.
You fucking asshole. They also call the little Asian girl the Great Wall at some point.
Yes.
And then you have some of the there's a couple of the scenes where they make some comments about the black, like there's not one ethnic person in this fucking movie that they don't have something about that is inserted for comedy's sake.
They took the Always Sunny in Philadelphia approach to having minorities on a film set, which is, if you're friends with that person, call attention to it constantly and always be talking about the fact that that person is black or Chinese or whatever the fuck.
Yes, exactly.
It's absurd how hard in the paint they have to go in it.
And they did. And the funny thing is, this movie is so very 1992. Like, you can tell this movie was probably written in the late 80s and didn't get greenlit for a couple of years. And then they filmed it and whatever. Because this had a lot of, like, you had the early 90s feel, but you had a lot of the comedy and the humor in it was a lot of late 80s. Like, you're Asian, Great Wall person, Tony Cannoli, and whatever the fuck else they want to throw into this thing. So you had, like, all of those elements. And then, you know, again, I hate to be a dead horse, but all the pedophile stuff that was like, I don't remember liking this movie as when it came out. I didn't see it in the theater, thank God.
No.
But I was of the age where I was like, that's stupid and I don't want to watch it. So, but I did watch it later on and I was like, this is just ridiculous. And I was probably like college age when I watched this. As a grown man, I felt gross this whole movie.
Oh. Hi, movie studios and executives. Stop making Soul Man, Ladybugs, Just One of the Guys, fucking She's All That, Joanna Man, whatever the fuck kind of swapsies you want to do so we can see things through somebody else's eyes. Stop making that fucking movie.
Yes.
They don't age. They don't age a week after release.
No.
Stop, for the love of Christ, making these fucking movies. They're so bad. And whatever point you're trying to make or get across, or whomever you're trying to uplift, it doesn't work.
No,
it comes off as condescending and trite.
I was literally just going to say it comes off as condescending is what it does. But great minds think alike, I guess. But
that's right.
Dude, that's all I got for this movie. Obviously, this doesn't stand up. But that's all I got for this. Do you have anything else?
Yeah, real quick. Coming down the list. We got Stir of Echoes. We got Which Way Is Up. We got motherfucking Scarface coming down the pipe. Blown Away is back in the mix. And Tango and Cash is coming home. But yeah, keep sending in your PayPal requests, man. They've been coming through like gangbusters. It's been fantastic. And it's important to understand. I'm making this clarification because it's happened a few times. When we say send us your request through PayPal, don't hit request because you're asking us to send you money and do your movie. And we're good guys, but damn that shit. So you want to be sending us the money and you can put in the message what movie you want to request.
Yes, absolutely. So with that, for Corey, I'm Armando. This is Kiss the Reviews, and this was 1992's Ladybugs.